Well, hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Elite Hunter, your home of the blue collar hunter. This program is brought to you by our paychecks, which has already been spent.
Ask our wives.
Yeah, ask our wives. It's gone. Anyway, like I said, this is episode 2. We're bringing it to you today from the field. Wanted to try something a little different, see how it works out. And man, did we have an outstanding weekend. We really did. Had a great time. We're filming from Jeremy's Deer Lease, which is down at Loikie, Texas. And we got to hunt for 2 days, which was really good. So, anything you want to share?
No, let's get to it.
Yeah, let's get to it. All right, well, we'll start with Saturday morning, which was my hunt. Jeremy was filming. I was manning the bow. Let's just go straight to the footage, and then we'll talk to it when we get back. So we'll see you here in a minute.
They're on the far side of the river. See them under the 2 o'clock. It's Saturday, about pretty close to 8 o'clock. As you saw in the footage, we had a couple groups of hens come in. It was just a little too good to pass up. we actually had a younger buck come in this morning. It walked right below our stand, stood off about 10 to 15 yards to the left and just ate. Had no idea we were here. There wasn't even enough light to try to get it on film, and evidently he went ahead and took off. So anyway, we've got one hen down on the ground now, and we're gonna go ahead and sit here for a while and see if we can have some does or something show up. So stick around, we'll see what happens. But that's one down. Elite hunter, baby. Tree. Get it. Feathers, dang it. No, he went down. Well, guys, that was a real quick 10 minutes. We had 3 toms come in, maybe jakes. They looked just a little smaller, but they had some decent beards on them. So it's early season, plenty of tags. So decided to go ahead and lay one of those down. Looked like the shot may have been just a little high. Not sure if the camera caught it, but he did go down after he ran off just a little ways. He went maybe 15 yards, 20 yards. So we'll get the recovery video of that here in just a little bit. So that's 2 turkey. So pretty good morning. It's gonna be some good eating. Alright, stay tuned. More action to come. Alright guys, it was a beautiful morning this Saturday morning. It's my first trip down to Jeremy's place this season, and it turned out to be very, very rewarding for sure. We had a group of hens come in this morning that you saw in the video there earlier. That's going to be this one here. Turned out pretty good, nice size hen. About 10 minutes later, we had 3 toms come in. Tried to pick the biggest one that we could. And as you see, he's pretty good size for sure. He did wander off the recovery. He was only about 12 more yards from the feeder, so it was a good quick kill. I was worried he may have still been alive, so that's why I walked up on him with, the bow ready. I was kind of worried about that pass-through shot, but as we've inspected the turkey, he didn't go long at all. It's a very, very nice wound. Was very impressed with the 2 arrows. Jeremy got me one of these yesterday. This is the NAP Gobbler Getter, and as you can see, it performed very well. It just slightly bent one of the blades just a hair. I'll be able to straighten that one out, and they still feel pretty sharp, so I'm pretty impressed with these NAP products. After we shot that one, I didn't have another turkey head, so we ended up using just the NAP Kill Zone. Everything looks good here too, so everything turned out real well. So wish us luck. We got Jeremy coming up this afternoon going after Lucky, so we'll see what happens and see if Jeremy himself gets lucky.
Hey guys, y'all just watched an incredible hunt. I don't really know what to say about it, except it was just awesome. Kelly, what did you think about it?
Man, I had a blast. I mean, it was a good time. I never expected to get 2 turkey within about 10 minutes. I thought that first group that come in, it was a pretty loud smack when I hit it, and I figured that was going to be it. But
Yep.
It wasn't. We were actually fixing to get down out of the stand and go get that bird when the other group started coming in, and I actually had some toms in that one. So we just picked the biggest tom and laid it down.
Yeah. We had 3 groups of turkey come in, but they didn't even talk. I mean, it was late coming down out of the coop. I told Kelly something's wrong. I can't hear the turkey talking. And first group that came in was just, little bitty turkeys, and their mama. So we let them walk. Did we even get footage of that one?
Yeah, we did.
Anyhow, then we had another group come in. And that's when Kelly just picked the biggest one, and you could see they were just running around like little mice down by the feeder. And luckily, I was on the right one with the video,
Yeah.
and you shot a good shot on that one. In the video, it looked a touch high, but man, when we dressed it out, it was a perfect shot. I mean, that thing just died within seconds.
Yeah, I believe in the recap of the recovery, we talked about it. He only went about 12 yards.
Well, the first one didn't go anywhere.
No, first one was dead right there. Do want to touch on that subject, man. I was highly impressed with those NAP products. You know, there's no sponsor, no affiliation. It's just what we chose to use this year. And Jeremy bought those gobbler getters. Man, that thing just flat out got it done.
It did.
The NAP Kill Zone had a great exit wound on it. I actually never found the entry the entry spot, but the exit was amazing. It did its job.
Just makes you wonder if it opened up on the entry or inside the turkey.
Yeah.
Regardless, it worked.
Yeah. That setup that I'm shooting is 300 feet per second with that arrow combination, and it at 20 yards, man, that thing's just hauling. So that may have been why we didn't see quite an entry point. And if you haven't noticed, I'm shooting nano diameter arrows. They're real small. So that may have been why the entry hole was so small. But overall, man, it was great. It was a great hunt. There's actually some footage that y'all missed, and we learned a little lesson there. We had I'm gonna guess it was an 8-point buck. It was still pretty dark. It was hard to tell. He came right underneath the stand and was at 8 yards, just right here to the left of me. We were sitting in the stand the same way we're sitting here.
Just about pitch black outside.
Yeah, just about pitch black. And as the sun was starting to come up, we thought we were okay to flip that camera on, and that ended up not being a wise choice. Deer are colorblind, but they do see in contrast, and we think he picked up the glare that came off of the lens, or not the lens, off of the viewfinder. It may have just lit up the darkness just enough gray that he saw something he didn't like. He didn't just blow out of there, but he didn't hang around either. So we learned a lesson that you'll see later in our footage, where the camera comes on a little bit later in the morning. So
he wasn't a shooter. We got a couple pictures of the trail camera, but he was a nice wide little 8-point.
yeah. Well, I'm excited to get to your footage, so let's go ahead and get that clip rolling and
Let's do it.
take a look at what Jeremy did. He hunted right here where we're at. We're actually on the spot. We just brushed in that ground blind and everything, got it ready. We'll let Jeremy talk some more about that. So we'll go ahead and roll the clip.
Now let's see if the Big 10, what'd you name him?
Lucky.
Lucky. Let's see what happens with Lucky.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Jeremy. It's a second weekend of bow season here in Texas. It's the evening hunt. This morning you saw 2 excellent shots by Kelly. This evening we're going to go in here. We're going to try to get this 10-pointer that we saw last weekend. So let's go in. Let's do this. Hey guys, we had a pretty good evening here. As you can see, we had a little doe and yearling come in. They just didn't want to commit all the way to the feeder. Right after they left, we had a little spike and pretty decent little 8-point. I'm pretty sure he's the one that we've been seeing for last couple sits up there at that particular spot. We were sure hoping that 10 would come in, but he just never did. And we had about 5 minutes worth of light, and out of the corner of our eye we saw a little 8-point coming in, and we sure were thinking that that little 8 was leading that 10 in, but he just never happened. But it was an exciting sit. Really enjoyed just sitting out here in this beautiful weather. You know, God gives us this opportunity and we love it. So we're gonna sit the same spot in the morning, I think. We're gonna check the game camera and see what it looks like. So we'll see. Y'all stick with us.
We out here hunting, and then over here they smelt me, cause I stank. Shut up.
I had it recorded.
You suck.
Well, after 2 hunts, I'm having trouble getting busted up here in these tripods. We've taken a look around, evaluated. It looks like Jeremy's going to try a ground and pound next weekend. So we're going to head up to camp and go get a pop-up and a few tools, and we're going to brush in the pop-up. See if we don't have any better luck. That's the challenges of West Texas for bow hunters. You just don't have any trees that are really big enough.
All right, well, welcome back. We hope you enjoyed the footage of that deer. Man, there was plenty of deer around here. I'll tell you, I think I may have had more fun than you did. Getting to man the camera, there wasn't any pressure on me at all.
That morning hunt when I was behind the camera, I tell you, I had more enjoyment seeing you shoot those 2 turkey and me capture it on film. You know, I usually I would be a little jealous because I didn't stick one, you know, that morning, but it was fun.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
As you see in the footage, man, they were constantly looking at us. Our scent control paid off. We came in from 2 different directions based on the deer travel that we were anticipating them to do, and we were correct on that. And they actually walked in on the same trails that we came in on, and they never knew that we had been there. But once they got in here to about where we're sitting, they just picked up on something. We're still not sure what it was. If it was a silhouette. This morning, we think we got busted off a scent.
I think so.
And we still did everything that we needed to with all of our products, showering before we got out this morning. Really not sure. The wind was kind of unfavorable for where they decided to come out this morning, that group where the doe busted us. So hunting's hunting. That's just the
Yep.
way it goes.
Yep.
But Jeremy, kind of run through me what happened, because we got pinned, and we got pinned bad from the get-go. I even had trouble getting the camera turned on because
Yeah.
they were so focused in on us.
All of them were. We had deer under the feeder. We had deer, back over to the west of us. We had deer. We even had deer back behind us that were snorting. Back to the east, a little bit south, maybe east. I don't know. It was almost a calm morning. You throw some, that powder in the air, and it would almost just linger in the air. Maybe the wind was swirling. I don't know. I think maybe we got a little bit, a little bit lazy with some of the scent control, maybe on the equipment. I don't really know.
No.
They definitely smelled us. They didn't know exactly what it was. They'd look at us, but then they'd go back to grazing. And then a little bit later, they'd come up and they'd lick their nose. They smelt something. They just couldn't tell what it was. And yeah, even if something, good came in that evening, I don't know. I couldn't, or this morning,
Yeah.
I couldn't even get my bow off the hanger. There's no way.
No.
We had, yesterday evening's hunt, we had pretty good hunt. Nothing major. Just about the same. That young buck, that little spike that is nosy as all get out. And then, this morning's hunt, which day, the 9th, October 9th,
Yeah.
the morning hunt, we had deer everywhere, as you could see. Started off with a doe and a yearling coming in, and they came in where I usually park, which I think is what has been throwing all the does off. I'd been parking, back to the northwest, and I walk in, 500 yards or so. Well, this morning we decided that we'd come in a different direction, which all the deer came in from last year. So we parked southwest and walked in, and I think that paid off because we had deer that I haven't seen since I've sat here.
Yeah.
And like I said, it started off with that doe and that yearling, and they didn't really want to come in. Then we had that spike and that little 8-point that always shows up. And of course they ate forever, and that spike was just leery as he could be. And then all of a sudden, man, we had doe coming out everywhere. We had, what did we have? We had 3 more bucks come out. One, we got a lot of footage of. He came into the feeder. And 2 of them, actually back right over here behind us, there's a good trail. And 2 bucks came out. I don't know if Lucky, as you call him, was one of them or not, but there was a real dark-bodied deer, and he just stayed right there at the edge of the brush where we couldn't get a good view, and all we did saw him walk off. you know. So
Yeah, he actually stood behind a tree. I couldn't even zero in on him with the camera this morning. May have been him, may not. Overall,
it
was-
wouldn't have happened
Yeah,
anyways, not with
no.
the deer looking at us like they were.
No, there was no way we were going to be able to get a bow. You couldn't move. You couldn't breathe. You couldn't hardly do anything. I was actually getting attacked by mosquitoes, and man, it was really, really tough. Not to swat at your face or anything like that without blowing the deer out.
Typical hunting.
Typical hunt. There was some footage I wish I could have got, but we were trying to not turn the camera on too early like we did the day before, and we actually missed those 2 bucks sparring back here. I got the camera on right after that. As they got to spar, and it directed most of the attention of the other deer back there, but that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that in a few years, so that was pretty neat. Well, that's pretty much it. We're going to wrap up this episode from Loakey, Texas. Next week, you're going to have a little bit more of a treat like you did on the first one. We'll be doing solo hunts again. We'll both have one of our kids with us, but we'll be separate, so it's going to be self-filmed hunts. Looking forward to that. We hope everything cooperates, and we'll definitely get to see if Jeremy's ground blind that we popped up over here, if it's going to pay off. So Jeremy's wrote a perfect script. I've named him Mr. Drama for a reason, and I've named that deer Lucky for a reason, so we got to see how this season goes. Anyway,
Let's see if he comes back in and gets lucky again.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
All right, well, thanks for tuning in, and we hope all of y'all have good luck this coming weekend, and go out and enjoy the woods.
Yeah. Well, let's go fill feeders real quick, check trail cams, and get after it.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
Billy.